welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
And this week we are joined by Kristin Vance.
Hello.
Kristin, do you normally drink beer?
I dabble in it. I'm
Dabbler.
usually I am a dabbler.
I like it.
Okay.
I am a wine person by
Okay.
choice, but there are certain beers that I like.
Frequent guest host on A Beer with on
Wine on Wednesday.
There we go. Yes. So Kristin has decided to join us for this beer in particular, Strawberry Rhubarb Sour Ale from Great Divide Brewing Company in Denver, Colorado. So I'm excited for this one because this is my style. Brian has put me through weeks of stouts.
Yeah,
Right?
I did.
And now it's my turn. So I've been to Great Divide. They have two different locations, which we'll get into. One just is like 4 blocks from Coors Field, and like you could walk from Coors to Great Divide, and it is a fantastic little brew house there. It is awesome. So, in fact, we snuck out. We went, myself and Steve Seitner and our wives were in Colorado just recently for one of our recruiters' weddings. Aaron Blummel got married. Her and Crystal, and it was directly across the street. And before we went through the line, said congratulations, and Crystal and Aaron were like, "Hey, did you see what's just right across the street over there?" Like they knew we were going to leave early just to go over there. And we're like, "Yep," and it was totally cool with them. So it was
Excellent.
awesome. That's how awesome they are. Is they just knew we were going to go there. So
Did you come back?
nope.
Oh,
Nope. It was.
They were married by then.
They were married,
yeah.
right?
the highlights were done.
Yeah. At that point, it was just a whole lot of congratulations and hugging and they had a tequila tasting there, which they had went on their very first date. They did tequila tasting, and this
Smart.
it was so good.
It was like the real stuff.
It was the real stuff.
Yeah.
And
Like the
Seitner
straight mezcal stuff.
was like, "Oh yeah, you'll like this." I'm like, "I don't like tequila. Maybe in a margarita or whatever." And this was yummy.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Well, there you go.
I don't know.
Because he went to the brewery. Now I don't remember.
That's absolutely true. And then Jenny and I had a 5 a.m. flight back home the next day.
That was good planning.
Rough.
Yeah.
Yep. But there were Ubers driving, super all night long, so it didn't really matter. So, all right. So Strawberry Rhubarb Sour from Great Divide Brewing Company in Denver. Brian, I hope you did. Now that we're doing a sour, did you do any research at all on sours?
I didn't do any research on sours because we've talked about them, but I did do a whole bushel basket worth of rhubarb research. Because I thought, you know what? I don't know anything about rhubarb. So now we're going to learn about that. And I've got a little Great Divide anecdote for you, too.
Awesome. All right, so hit me with some rhubarb information.
All right. 1 cup of rhubarb is good for 26 calories. So it's like hardly anything.
That's nothing.
Right?
Well, it's a plant.
It is. It's legally a fruit, but technically a vegetable. And here's why. In 1947 in New York, there was a court case. And it basically was determined that because of the way you prepare a food, that determines what it is, technically or legally. So because you usually cook it like a fruit, add sugar to it like in a dessert or something, then it is deemed a fruit by the government, even though it is technically a vegetable. 1947.
Government's weird.
Yeah. Let's see here. It is a perennial, which means it comes up every year in the same spot.
Yep.
It's got a very short shelf life window. It grows, I think it's harvested around like May, June.
Okay.
It's very, very short. It's usually used in desserts, like I said. It has a strong tart taste. Nobody eats it raw. It's like too much.
Is it now? My grandma always told me you couldn't, right? Like it's poison.
The leaves are poisonous for sure.
Oh,
The leaves you should not eat.
okay.
You know who used to eat them though?
Who?
Thomas Jefferson.
Well,
He
yeah.
planted his own.
Yeah.
And said that the leaves were as good as spinach in his journal. Here's the other problem. Rhubarb is a fairly has a lot of laxative properties.
Oh.
So if you eat a lot of that, you might have an issue. And I'm guessing That was maybe, I don't know, maybe one of the benefits that old TJ was looking for when he was eating those leaves.
Maybe he had some bathroom issues.
I mean, they didn't have bathrooms, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
He had some outhouse issues.
It comes up in the early spring, and anything that you see in the store or any other time is usually grown in what they call a hothouse, which is a greenhouse that has a heater in it.
I would have thought
you'd see poinsettias.
I would have thought the definition would be different, but okay.
Spans back, I found out from in China. It's been there for thousands of years. They've been using it for medicinal. Oh man, I got that word. Yes, medicinal. Got it. Medicinal purposes since like 1,000 years ago or something. They could trace it back.
Okay.
Hit Europe in the 1300s on the Silk Road. So it's traded like a spice. Back then, it was more expensive than, and this was awesome, I thought, more expensive than cinnamon, saffron, which I think is that the most expensive spice in the world, saffron?
There was a song about it, I know that.
Okay, we'll say it is. Mm-hmm. And also opium.
What?
Back then, more expensive than opium. Probably not anymore.
No.
Opium, I feel, is probably a little bit, it's changed and evolved, and maybe they've gotten it a little bit better.
I watched Ozark, so I didn't see any rhubarb plants.
There was no suitcases full of rhubarb in the back of the sedan.
No.
And that's why. Yeah. So, and then, let's see, what was the other thing? A bunch of people in England. It was very popular between World War I and World War II in England. And a lot of people ate it, but they ate the whole plant. And so a lot of people died. And that's how they kind of figured out it was not good for you.
Well, the English sometimes, yeah.
You know, times are tough. Right. I mean, your whole town was blown up.
Yes.
And you're starving. Maybe you're going to eat the leaf.
You're going to eat the leaves or whatever. So, what was that? I saw that one time. I can't remember what this was on. Like, so the king would say, like, here, eat this. And someone ate it and then they died. Like, well, I'm not going to eat that now.
Yeah, like a royal food taster.
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. Or, this tastes good. Okay, well, I can eat this.
They still have those now.
No.
Yes,
they're called children. No, just
good luck. You can always have another one of those. No, they still have. That's still a thing.
So someone tries like Queen Elizabeth's food before she eats it. Like that's really like.
I don't know if Queen Elizabeth has it, but I have read that some. What's the term? Dictators. Still have them.
Okay. So someone's maybe eating Kim Jong-un's food first. Maybe.
Someone who's in power that maybe shouldn't be.
Yes.
Still employs this person.
Now the Beer with Atlas podcast is being listened to by the FBI because I said
that. Yeah,
just exactly. Yes.
You're now on the list.
I'm on the list now. So wait a minute. The government shut down. I don't know if they're actually working.
They're listening through your fridge anyway. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're probably right. So all right, Kristin, tell me, what do you think of? What do you think of the strawberry rhubarb here?
I like it.
Yeah?
I really, really like it. I can kind of taste the rhubarb. Not so much the strawberry, though.
Oh, I get overwhelming rhubarb.
That's kind of where I'm at. It does remind me of a dry wine, kind of in that way.
There's wine characteristics to this for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have legs? Look, I've been watching.
Does it have legs?
No.
It has good lacing.
Lacing. It
has good lacing. So it's paired with strawberries quite often. You'll see it in the strawberry rhubarb pie.
Okay.
Because they're in season at the same time.
Oh.
So usually that's why you'll see that combination.
It's not the combination of sweetness with tartness, maybe, or whatever?
It's more of just because that's what is available at that time.
Oh.
So most of the recipes from a long time ago was basically, you're not going to the grocery store. So it's same time in your garden or whatever, then that's what you're going to use.
Mix them up. So it could have been pears or whatever. It just happened to be.
Yeah.
That.
And there is something, and I was almost shocked to read this, but there's a group of folks out there that are called rhubarb purists. Okay. And they are not a fan of pairing it with strawberries.
Why is that?
I don't know. They just think rhubarb's so great on its own that you shouldn't even sully it with a delicious and beautiful strawberry.
There are people that actually, there's actually people.
Yeah, this is a real thing. But it's mostly in England. It's really popular still in England.
I believe 80% of the things that you tell me.
That's real.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that.
I don't want it to be true, but it is.
That there's actually people that, could you imagine them on Facebook? Like, you strawberry bastards.
Yeah.
How dare you make that pie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sullied the rhubarb.
That's right. It's like rhubarb ice cream is a big thing over there.
Yeah.
and pie, and like to use in cookies. And
Are we talking about the British again?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense. Okay, I believe you on that then.
I think here we're happy to pair anything and everything. Just add sugar to it. And
Yep.
That's American for you. So
Go.
even apple pie and rhubarb is good.
Yeah.
I've had that before.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are the beer specialists, so tell me this.
Brian is. I
Well,
know.
we'll see.
Yes.
Do you primarily drink a sour during like the summer, or is this something that you would drink in the winter?
Well, this is probably more of a spring to summer beer,
True.
just because of the seasonal flavors that we're getting. You can definitely drink them all year round. There is a style of sour, and we haven't actually covered it yet, but I'm thinking we will.
Okay.
It's like an Ode Brune or whatever.
Oh.
So it's almost like a red wine is
Yes.
what it looks like. And if you let it get too warm, it almost has a vinegary taste to it.
Yes.
But that one looks like a red wine.
Odell does one called the Medler that is potentially one of my favorites of all
Yeah,
time.
and like Surly out of Minnesota has Pentagram. That's their barrel aged version of that.
Oh,
that I have. So
really?
we might have to get into that. So there's like subsets of sours that you can do all year long. Berliner Weiss is one that we've done before, and that's a spring and summertime beer as well. So they've got you covered seasonally.
Absolutely.
Sour beers do.
So this one was actually bottled on June 8th of this year, or I'm sorry, of 2018, so last year. But I took this out early.
Man, that's really good. I like that.
Yes.
Well, it's very light, very crisp, so that's
Yeah.
what would lean me towards the summer.
Yeah.
But the gal that we follow on Instagram,
Yes.
she has a lot of sours that look very thick or milky like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hudson Valley Brewery is
Okay.
one that has a lot of sours that seem to like you can't see through them.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram right now, and I need to find her because
It's
This one
just-
you can. You can definitely see
oh
through
yeah,
that one.
it's like an amber almost. It's like a lighter amber.
Just
maybe.
me and my beer.
Me, my beer, and I. Maybe.
No, it's just
Gosh darn it.
Just me and my
a
beer
girl and her beer.
Just a girl and her beer. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yep. She drinks some fun
Yeah.
beers. Yeah.
She stole that name from me.
She did. Well, you're not a girl, so
Oh,
I think you're okay there. Just a girl and her beer.
yeah, that's true.
There you go. Okay, so a little bit of information on Great Divide. Again, one of those fun stories. Like the more we get into these, and the more I read the stories of these guys, it's he was working a job he didn't like, and he wanted to be a home brewer. His name's Brian Dunn. Home brewer in the 80s and 90s. Opened Great Divide in 1994. He was a Denver guy, and he never wanted to leave downtown Denver. Even when downtown Denver probably wasn't awesome.
Yeah.
He wanted to be downtown Denver. 2001, he bought a new building, probably for pretty cheap. If it's where I think it is, it was probably pretty inexpensive at the time. Not awesome. He probably had to lock his car doors when he was down there. So, yeah. 2011, they expanded again. Moved into that new building. They started the construction on that building in 2011. In 2015, they moved into the Rhino neighborhood. Now, I verified this with my brother this morning. So my brother, Mark, who lives in Denver right now, who will never leave Denver. Actually, he'll never leave the mountains, but he lives in a Denver suburb right now. Who has been here multiple times, took me to this brewery for the first time actually when we were leaving a game at Coors Field. 4 blocks away, they moved. There's that location, and there's one up in the Rhino, which is the River North, Rino,
okay.
River North Rhino. And I didn't know if it was Rhino or Reno.
Yeah.
Rhino.
Yeah.
I verified it was Rhino.
Okay.
So the Rhino part of downtown Denver. So they have 2 locations, 22nd and Arapahoe and 1812 35th Street. So the 1812 35th Street is the Rhino location, and then 22nd and Arapahoe is the one that we bounced on Aaron's wedding. Aaron and Crystal's wedding, and went to that one. So smaller one there, but there's still.
So did you have this beer there?
I did.
Okay.
For the first time. So it was, like I said, it was myself and Mr. Seitner, and then our wives. And so Corinne Seitner, Steve's wife, not a huge beer drinker.
No.
Not at all. Loved this so much that when we got back to Omaha, they were out of the bottles. They were out of the bombers there, so we couldn't buy any and fly back with it. Steve worked a deal with a guy that we know and bought a whole case of this for Corinne.
What a husband.
That's love.
Wow, that's bonus points right there.
Wow.
Yes.
That's deposits in the love bank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But I got one of the bottles, so she got an 11 pack. So
That's all that came in.
right. So I don't know. I don't know what happened.
One off the top, so great.
Exactly. So that's how it goes.
So for my 30th birthday, I had a surprise party. And this is going to be a short-winded story, but I knew something was up. My sister was like, hey, I want to borrow some movies from you. This is back when you actually watched discs, right?
Okay.
DVDs,
Yep.
Blu-rays. So I swing over to her house, and my whole family's in the house. It's my birthday's in November, so it's dark out when we get there.
Yep.
But they have the lights on in the house, and the door's open, so I can see everybody's in there. And I know, okay, this is a surprise party. This is a surprise party for me because I'm turning 30.
Yep.
So I roll in and I blow the surprise, and everybody's upset. My mom's not happy. Fast forward about 30 minutes, I'm opening my presents, as you do for a birthday.
Right.
And I get my very first piece of craft beer ephemera to wear.
Okay.
So I get a hat.
Yep.
I got a Great Divide fitted hat
Oh.
that is red and black checkered. And that was 10 years ago, and I have not looked back. So almost every day, if you see me,
Yeah.
I'm going to have at least one thing of beer on me. I'm going to be wearing beer somewhere, a
That's
shirt or a hat.
100% true.
And if it's not a concert shirt, then it's going to be beer, vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what started me on like craft beer gear.
Great
Merch.
Divide.
They call
Great
it merch.
Divide. Yeah, there you go. Because like if you go to a beer fest, which I accidentally have been to a few times,
You stumbled into one.
or with the VIP tickets
Sure.
pre-sale.
Yeah.
You have to wear your best. You
Yes.
have to have the most obscure or like highest rated or best beer gear stuff that you can wear and like peacock strut around the whole place.
Yep.
So that 5 dudes can bro high five you and be like, I love that shirt. Like that's what you do it for. You drink a little bit of beer. That's like the icing on the cake. But really what
Sure.
you're going for is the Bash Brother forearm smash,
Yep.
bringing it back to Oakland, whatever.
Yep.
That's what you're looking for. So that's how you get it. So now almost every Christmas, birthday, you gave me this yesterday, this
Yes.
hat. So like this is me now.
Yeah.
You will not see me.
I'm so honored that you're wearing my hat today.
Right?
That's so.
Look at that.
Last,
You wouldn't see me in a video at Atlas without some beer stuff on.
I love that. 2 weeks ago, I was at my favorite brewery in Estes Park, Colorado, Rock Cut Brewery. We'll do one of their beers one of these days. And I brought some back for Brian, and I brought him a hat. And I didn't. I'm like, it's a flat bill hat. And you wear those. So
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know if you'd like it. I
Yeah.
thought, you know what, I appreciate you being on the beer podcast with me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring you back a little gift, and you're wearing it today, and I'm super.
I
honored.
love getting anything that I'm not responsible for bringing into my house.
Oh.
So my wife is like, "Where'd you get that?" And I was like, "It was a gift.
It was a gift.
I have to keep this."
Do you know how many times I've told Jenny that? Like, Mark gave this to me. I don't know where this came from.
Yeah.
What am I
Does
going
it
to do?
work?
I'm not going to say no.
And it works, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many times does Mark say that?
He
Every
hide-
other day?
So let's quantify this because my brother Mark,
Oh.
who may
Also, you
listen
don't even have to
this,
say who it is.
No, right.
Nice.
And that's sometimes when I'm on, like I'm texting. She's like, "Who are you texting?" I'm texting Mark. She doesn't know if it's Mark Stock
Right.
here in the office, who is comic nerd with me,
Yeah.
or my brother Mark.
There you
right?
go.
She doesn't know. So I would just say Mark or whatever.
And you
So-
don't say on purpose.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
Now let's
We're
be
going to have
honest.
to cut all this out, Dolan, by
Yeah,
the way.
don't
Don't
let her hear
divulge the
this.
secrets.
So Stock's wife listens to none of this. I don't believe she's on Facebook at all. So that's why he keeps most of his stuff here in the
God,
office.
that's a good idea.
Yes.
That's really good.
He must be scared of her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, he tries to say he rules the roost.
No, that's 100% not true.
He's
I
not
know.
going to listen to this either, so we can talk
Right,
about it.
exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't.
Right.
No, no. So, no. Anyway, we've said too much already.
Okay, so why don't breweries, which I've come to find out lately, that they don't ship beer?
Yeah.
They won't.
They can't.
Federal laws.
But why can
Liquor
you ship?
licenses.
Why can you ship wine?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe part of it is just because it's a pain in the rear.
I expected answers.
I think you make a lot more wine at a time than you do beer. It would be one of my guesses.
And they have a lot of releases. So, like, what I've come to find
Mm-hmm.
out since being on Instagram and following all these, because they have cool merch.
Yes,
True.
Yes, they do.
that they do releases. So, like, for instance, Hudson Valley is doing a release, I think, this weekend.
Okay.
And you're limited to one case. And, like, they sell out just like that.
I don't know if this probably is the case for wine, but for beer,
No, this is beer.
Oh, okay.
that
I was going to say
speaking
for
of.
beer, there's like a major black market of beer, like an aftermarket. So there will be people, and I have read this to be true, and I believe it to be 100% true. There are people that have paid, we're going to call them, I'll go with the technical term, Rich, prostitutes. They've paid prostitutes
Yes.
to stand in line
Yes.
and buy beer at breweries. They will give them money to stand there and get them and ship them to them
You
so
sound
they
bitter.
can sell those beers. I got screwed.
You sound angry.
Not that way. I didn't get the beer I wanted.
because some prostitute, right?
Yeah.
Air quotes.
Yeah.
Stood in line ahead of your guy.
That's right. And bought
Or
all the beers.
you,
Yeah, or
maybe.
me, or whatever.
Sons of bitches.
That
Well-
happens. And then they resell the bottles. Like, there's some beers that are made here in Nebraska that are fetching like $400 or $500 on the secondary market
That's insane.
for a bottle, like a 12-ounce bottle of beer.
Well, I reached out to our girl on Instagram. I was like, how do you get this?
Right.
Like, how can I get this?
Yep.
And there's like people that have secondary sites that will barter and trade
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, beer trading is a huge thing.
Brian got
no
me.
idea.
God, I hope Jenny's not listening to this. Brian got me onto a Facebook group called Omaha Hop Swap, right?
Oh.
Where you can trade and
That's my page.
that is.
Yeah.
You created this
Yeah,
page?
that's mine.
What?
I would never have known
Yeah, that's
this.
yeah.
Yes. I've actually traded beers with dudes on this site. So,
Yeah.
unbeknownst to me that you actually
Yeah,
you
that's
are
mine.
the admin and all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I don't say bad words or anything.
Are
on
you
there,
the
so-
John?
And get kicked out.
Yeah, I take a cut.
Yep. So if you're interested, both locations have tours. I only highlighted the tours at the Rhino location just because it's the larger one out of the two. Tours are Monday through Friday at 3, 4, and 5. Saturday and Sunday at 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the tours last approximately 30 minutes. So it's a big location.
Yeah.
It's 5 acres.
Oh, geez.
Up north there, so I guess what the one on Arapahoe is a little bit. It's a lot smaller, but all their brewing equipment is outside. Well, not all of it, but the fermenters are outside. How's that?
okay.
So you definitely know where you're going.
Yeah.
Seitner smelled that out like 3 blocks away.
They're brewing. They're
Wait a
brewing
minute.
today.
What's that? What's that smell? Is it the
Just
we
southwest
were
of us.
downwind?
Smell wort.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were
Yep.
downwind. So, like I said, if you go to a game at Coors Field, you can walk to the location here on Arapahoe. It is 4 blocks
The Cubs play the Rockies, right?
I was going to say, trip.
every year.
Atlas trip.
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
may
Just
have gone to
putting that on
these a
record.
few years in a row here now. Okay, last year I didn't go, but I have been to. If you've never been to Coors Field, holy cow, you should go.
I've never been.
Oh my gosh! Now, Kristin, disgustingly, you are a Cardinals fan.
I
This
am.
makes me
I
wanna
am.
Oh,
barf in my mouth. But so have you been to Busch Stadium in
Yes.
St. Louis? Okay, you
Love
will
it.
love Coors Field because it feels and looks exactly like Busch.
Really?
Absolutely. The whole downtown area, the brick, and everything is Busch Stadium.
It's amazing. But I actually do want to go to Wrigley. So,
You should.
because I heard there's really nothing like it.
And here's the thing: go during a Cubs Cardinals series because as much as I hate Cardinals fans with every fiber of my being,
wow.
the best time to go to Wrigley is during a Cubs Cardinals series because it is so much fun. There's
Well, I
so
told Corey.
many.
I said, okay, we have to do an Atlas trip, I think.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
Did you see, Brian? This is for you. Did you see the Goose Island? Speaking of Wrigley
Oh,
in
yeah,
Chicago,
I did,
right?
yeah.
Goose Island put out a couple tweets yesterday that I shared on Facebook. Where yesterday, this is okay. So a couple weeks back, as of the recording date, Cody Parkey missed the field goal to win the game for the Bears, right? And so. Yes, so they put out a couple tweets and said, "Hey, you armchair quarterbacks
Yeah.
sitting on
Kickers.
your kickers sitting on your throne of potato chips and vape pens.
That's right.
If you think you can hit a 43-yard field goal, we're gonna put up a field goal in front of our brewery at Goose Island there in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And if you can come that weekend and hit a 43-yard
Yeah.
field goal, you get beers free for a year.
That's legit.
That is legit.
And I bet you hardly anybody can do it.
No one's gonna.
I bet I could even kick a football 10 yards.
No, I could not either. No, that poor kid.
It was.
Kid, I don't know how
it was
old he is.
partially blocked. Too.
It was blocked. It was blocked. Now
It's neither here nor there.
we listened to this earlier. I've listened to this multiple times as a fan of the Bears. I'm clearly more of a Cubs fan on the baseball side than maybe on the football side with the Bears. But go out there and listen to the Spanish language announcers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is so funny.
That is good too. I heard
Yes. So, and then both locations Monday through Sunday, every day they have food trucks available. So they don't do their own food, but they have food trucks available.
Nice.
Seems to be just a Denver thing. Like they have food trucks everywhere. You can't walk across the street without running into a food truck.
So is that one of those towns that is like known for food trucks? Like
Denver, yes.
you want to have a food truck, basically?
Downtown Denver, yes.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
downtown Omaha has them now, like on Thursdays during lunchtime. It's like Food Truck Thursday or something.
That doesn't rhyme.
I know.
Food Truck Friday would rhyme.
Well,
Oh, that
it's
would be-
alliteration at least. I don't know
Or
if it rhymes,
okay,
but
alliteration there.
Yeah.
Smart ass.
That's what I'm here for.
Technicalities.
There you go. Okay, so Great Divide, thank you so much. Brian Dunn, you make a hell of a beer. This one's not only beer guy approved. Am I a beer guy yet, Brian? Give me
Yeah.
No, you're just
Oh, yeah.
For real?
Are you drinking it on purpose?
Yes.
Then you're a beer guy.
Okay. It's not only beer guy approved, but then beer guy wife and just random person at Atlas approved too.
Yes. I
Who
enjoyed
likes
it.
normally drinks wine?
Who normally drinks wine.
Exactly.
Approved. So you can find something. So if you are married to a guy
Or a gal.
or gal who drags you to breweries,
Yeah.
try something. There's always something on the menu. Generally,
Yes.
always something on the menu that you could at least try.
I mean, unless there's only one beer on the menu, you're going to have a good chance of finding something you like, I bet you.
Well, anybody can try anything once.
For sure. And you can just get like what we're doing.
Get the tasters.
Reasonable poured tasters.
Right. Yeah. That's a pretty shitty brew if they only have one beer.
Yeah,
on tap.
I would hope they're not open.
I wouldn't last very long
Yeah.
there. No. So, Kristin Vance, thank you so much, client
Thanks.
manager here at Atlas. Kristin, give me 2 seconds of your best possible hospital that you've got.
My best possible hospitals that I have right now
Absolutely.
is Southern Cal Kaiser.
Oh,
Kaiser. I've heard of that.
nice. We've drank some beers from California
Yeah, we have.
before. Yeah.
So that's my best right now.
So you have nurses that work in hospitals in Southern California right now.
I do. Yes.
So then next time or you have hospital contacts that you talk to.
Most
Or-
definitely. Daily.
or daily. So they need to send us some beers.
I could tap into that. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
we can get some sort of trade situation happening too.
Let me reach out, like literally when I get back to my desk.
Yeah.
absolutely. Can you make that your afternoon?
My afternoon list, yes, on the top now. On the top.
Get beer for Rich.
When this comes out, I want you to send this to your contacts down there at your hospitals.
I will.
And I guarantee there's at least one beer nerd in that group.
I will.
There's got to be.
There has to be.
Or a Cardinals fan.
Hey, don't hate us.
No, that's good. Anything that makes him grumpy, I like it.
Yeah. Makes me sick. All right. Kristin, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. being
Thanks
here
for
with us.
having me.
So, all right. We'll see you next week.